So అర్థమవుతుందా ఇప్పుడు today we discussed regarding basic operations which are going to use very regularly in the flows. One is set variable, the other one is set payload, and the remaining are flow, subflow, for each, parallel for each, and one more is choice. So set variable is the one where we can set the value for a particular variable. We can use that variable in entire application wherever it is required, right? Set payload is nothing but regular payload, whatever payload we are sending from postman, the same kind of payload we can set it to payload. We can use that payload in the flows, right? So we can override variable names wherever it is required. For example, if condition pass, we can override the value with latest value for that variable. And coming to the flows, we have three kind of flows. One is regular flow or main flow. That is the important, where it will insert the process. In that process we will move on to the next connectors or next components in the flow. That is main flow. Regarding the subflows and private flows, what we will do here, if we have very big logic, or we have to segregate or to navigate the logic into different flows, then this subflow and private flow will come to the picture. We can create subflows and private flows by using this flow and subflow. By using flow we can create main flow and private flow, but to create subflow we use subflow connector. So to call the flows we have two ways. One is flow reference, the other one is lookup method. So by using lookup method we can only call private flows. Okay. But whereas using flow reference we can call both subflows and private flows. And we can pass the data from main flow to subflow to private flow, at the same time private flow to main flow, and main flow, subflow to main flow. So that is how the data will pass between the flows. At the same time we can check with the exception as well. Exception in the sense error handling. Error handling we will discuss later. As of now we discussed flows, for each, parallel for each. Coming to the parallel for each and for each will execute the array of elements or list of elements in a sequential manner. Whenever error comes, sequential manner in the sense, for example, if you have 10 elements, it will start from 1 to 10, means it will execute 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 like that. If any one of the iteration get failed, or due to some exception or due to some flow issue, it will stop the flow and it will come out of that flow, right? So whereas here only one thread will execute the entire array or list. When it comes to parallel for each is similar to for each, but here it will execute in parallelly. So parallel in the sense, here the number of threads will come to the picture. They will take the payload, they will split the payload and they will execute parallelly or concurrently, and it will change the output, means the payload may be changed not as the regular one. In for each, the payload will be same as before processing. Before processing, after processing, payload will be same. But whereas in parallel for each, the output actual payload and output payload will be different. So if exception comes here, it will process the things, and the end of the iteration it will throw the exception. And we discussed one more connector, that is choice. So choice will look like switch case. Switch in we have encountered in C, C++, right, in even in Java. So here, based on some condition, for example, we will get by default choice, and here we will have payload, and we have condition and the by default. Like that we can add n number of conditions, and the default value will be there always. So based on condition it will execute the that case. If not, it will come to the default case. So like that choice connector will work. And after that, what we discussed, yeah, for today we discussed these components only. So do practice and let me know if you have any doubts while doing these connectors. Thank you so much.